never catch up. We are back in our former home, the great city of Chicago. And today, we're gonna show you why this is widely regarded as one of the best places to eat in the United States of America. It's gonna be sweet, salty, savory, and admittedly a little gluttonous. Soggy bread may not sound appetizing, but I'm telling you, the bottom of this, and it's got all of that beef juice in it, there's nothing like it. We're joined today by a special guest, my friend and college roommate, Andrew, who is both a proud Chicagoan and one of the most enthusiastic foodies that I know. So before we get into all the heavy Chicago delicacies like the pizza, the hot dogs, the Italian beef, we want to start out with some classic bakeries here on the southwest side of Chicago. This is a big debate in this area, so we're gonna settle this, which one's better. Weber's Bakery, which has been around since 1930, absolute classic spot in this area. And then we also have T-Shek's Bakery. We just picked up some coffee cakes.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be hard to compare. You know, we got donuts from the one, we got coffee cake from the other. So it all is preference what you enjoy. Do you like the cakes? Do you like the donuts? Do you like the coffee cakes, the pastries? Everybody just got their own preference. I think it's a win-win no matter which one you go to.
We're gonna start out with the apricot coffee cake from T-Shek's Bakery. They make these in much bigger sizes, but these are kind of just like the handheld ones. Perfect for what we're doing today. The outside is really good, really dense. You gotta get some of the filling too. The apricot jam that's in the middle, it's just a really good consistency. It's not too sticky. You can definitely tell there's actually real apricot in there. That is a beautiful pastry.
So next on the list, what we got is my personal favorite from T-Shek's. This is their cheese chocolate chip. We're hoping to do the lot larger pocket that they do. You know, you go to one of these bakeries towards the later end of the day, the shelves are barren. So it's always nice when they get the little ones. So at least we get a little sample of one of my personal favorites from this spot. It's buttery, it's flaky, it's sweet, it's dense. It's everything that you want on a Sunday morning.
The chocolate is awesome on there. That's an interesting mix because it's almost like a cheese, like a Danish you'd have with the chocolate on top. That's a good mix. So now we're going on to Weber's Bakery. This is an apple slice that we got. It was the last one on the shelf. And as you can probably tell, it is a hot day here in Chicago, so we gotta eat these quick before they melt. Somewhere between a Kringle and an apple pie.
Exactly, it's almost like a Kringle.
That is really good.
Like a Kringle. You know, throw it in the microwave 10 seconds, get a little bit of heat through it. Perfect flavors with the apple and the cinnamon shining through too.
And the icing on top is just the perfect little end to the bite. All right, so this is the classic chocolate donut from Weber's. It's one of their staples. It's just like a big chocolate cake. It's so good.
Again, it's fluffy, it's kind of light, it's not super dense at all. And it's a rich chocolate on top of it. Old-fashioned cake donut at its finest. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
The reason this might be one of my favorite cake donuts I've ever had is because it has like this crispy outside to it too. So it almost kind of encases the dense middle, and it's such a satisfying thing to bite into with the chocolate. I mean, look how much chocolate's on there.
It keeps it nice and moist.
Not only were those bakeries incredible, but I have a feeling very few tourists have ever found their way in there. Andrew was born and raised on the southwest side of Chicago, and he knows all the hidden gems. Next up, pizza time. Sydney and I had a long discussion about what we were gonna do for pizza because with Chicago, everyone thinks about deep dish, right? Well, deep dish pizza isn't actually the authentic old school pizza style here in Chicago. It's more of just kind of the tourist hallmark. So if someone's coming in and's never been to Chicago, you say, yeah, let's go get some deep dish.
Don't burn your face off though. Oh, look at that trip. Woo.
It's an experience you want to have. But honestly, if you're talking about old school Chicago style pizza, right here at Vito and Nick's on the south side of Chicago, it does not get more classic than this. And even though I lived here for 4 years, I have never been to Vito and Nick's. I am so excited to finally check it off my list.
Enjoy.
Thank you so
You
much.
will.
I'm a little shocked by you.
Why?
You broke the #1 rule.
What's the #1 rule?
Triangles go first.
Guess I didn't know that rule.
Triangles is literally how you test if it's a good one.
Oh my god, yeah.
Good crust, right?
If you're just looking for your old school Chicago thin crust pizza, B.O. Nick's is absolutely one of the spots that you have to come visit in Chicago. Besides it just always coming out steamy, the crust is paper thin, it's crunchy, it's crispy. The sauce is absolutely flavorful, and you just get the whole ambiance of stepping back into time with the way that the whole restaurant's set up. It's just one of the best.
A true Chicago masterpiece. So pizza is checked off the list. Now we're gonna try to mix it up a little bit, because the thing about Chicago, there's a lot of variety here. There's great Mexican food, there's really, really good Southeast Asian food, stuff like that. So we'll definitely try to fit in as much as we can. Chicago is a multicultural city, and Mexican culture is strongly represented in the western neighborhoods. Our next stop, a popular taqueria in the neighborhood of Hermosa known as Tacotlan. Now you can find a Mexican restaurant of some sort in every single city in America, and there's obviously a wide range of quality and authenticity. Well, at Tacotlan, let's just say that this ain't no Tex-Mex. The owner, Everardo Macias, is from Jalisco, Mexico, and the recipes are as authentic as it gets. Their specialty? Tacos birria. Birria is a thick meat stew that comes from the Jalisco region. The taco version has become extremely popular, and it's not hard to see why. The tortillas are loaded with cheese and stuffed with marinated meat, cilantro, onions, and of course, more cheese on the inside. The finishing touch is the consommé, which is the thick soup that you actually dip the entire taco into before taking a bite. Now everybody loves tacos, and there are endless ways to prepare them. However, tacos birria are pretty hard to beat when they're done right. And yeah, they do it right at Tacotlan.
You're all buckled in?
Yep.
Hold on.
Woo!
We've just entered the neighborhood of Bucktown, and we're gonna be visiting one of the absolute best places to get dessert here in Chicago. Now we have reached the point in the day where we've had basically a few meals each cumulatively, so we're getting kind of full. I don't know what we'll be able to pull off in there, but we'll definitely try to at least have something in there, because this is an absolute staple when it comes to Chicago classics. This place has been here forever, and they have one of the most classic looking facades. Their sign is just so awesome. Oh yeah, damn, I don't have any quarters.
I probably do.
That's great.
Oh, it's like Grandma's lamp.
Yeah. Chocolate syrup sundae. Thank you.
Wow.
So we have here Margie's famous raspberry fudge sundae. It comes in this beautifully ornate bowl, and it comes with an entire side of chocolate sauce that you can pour over. We can get any kind of ice cream on here, so we got the cookies and cream ice cream. It's gonna be a little bit of an interesting combo there. But yeah, definitely big chunks of raspberry. Got the peanuts on top, a lot of whipped cream. I'm gonna try it just like this first, and then we'll put the chocolate over it as a perfect bite. The peanuts on there are the perfect touch. It's got all the sweetness of the fruit and the ice cream. Then you have a little bit of saltiness with the peanuts. So honestly, I think this would be amazing just by itself. We have this beautiful chocolate fudge sauce just sitting here. We absolutely have to pour that over. All right, now with the chocolate added. There's a reason it comes with the chocolate. That is perfect. First opened in 1921, Margie's Candies has been here through the Great Depression, through World War II, through the 2008 recession, through COVID now. This place is basically invincible. It's going to be a Chicago staple forever. I'm so glad we finally got to try it. We have 2 people here in Sid and I that have lived here for 4 years. Andrew has lived here his whole life. None of us have been here before. So this is really, we feel like we just had to come here at some point.
Always go for a trail Sunday. Best thing you can get. Who doesn't want to do that in 3rd grade and just eat a spoonful of hot fudge?
Oh my god. It's nice and warm. I'm going in again. No shame.
Margie's Candies is our second location today that's over 100 years old, Vito and Nick's as well. And it's just amazing to think that through all of the things that have happened over the last century, how different the world is today than when it was when these places opened, and that they're still here and still serving the same things that made them famous, that made their name originally. It's pretty cool. Chicago is a special place, especially when it comes to food. There's so much diversity, there's so much history, and it's really, you just feel it when you're in these places. Although we are starting to feel some gastric discomfort at this point, we just happen to be a short walk away from yet another Chicago icon that we just couldn't leave off the list. The undisputed fried chicken king of Chicago. A stop that I knew we had to make was Harold's Fried Chicken. This is one of the most popular places for fried chicken in Chicago. We've been talking about staples, places that have been around for a long time. You always know there's gonna be a Harold's if you're in a neighborhood in Chicago. They are all over the place. And what's really great about Harold's is they serve it with this hot sauce on the side, and it is just absolutely fantastic. So Andrew and I are gonna dig in, we're gonna tailgate again.
Oh, just smell that goodness. Oh, they threw the fries in too? Oh, Jesus.
There you go. Didn't even order the fries. Yeah, dip a fry in the sauce for sure.
Oh, this.
That is the best hot sauce. It's almost like a Louisiana style. It's not too spicy, it's just got a really good vinegary kick. You can taste the peppers in there, that is awesome. So another thing that's great about Harold's is they usually fry it up fresh for you, so they don't have a bunch of chicken just sitting out on a shelf or anything. When you go in and order, that's when they fry your chicken. But because of that, it gets really hot with the oil, so just make sure you're careful when you're biting into it. Go in full. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess that's the way to do it. Break it open.
It's hot.
You can.
It's hot, dude. My hand is on fire. It's so good. Definitely need a wad of napkins to get through it. But it's not dripping grease all over the place, which is even better.
That's true. Most of the grease kind of cooks into the chicken. It's good even without the sauce, but the sauce is just like an added bonus. You don't need a sauce for every bite. Sometimes it's good to just taste the chicken and the oil, but that sauce is always there for you. Okay, at this point, Sydney and I are entering a full-on food coma. But the last stop of the day, Chicago's historic Chinatown, where Andrew's parents kindly invited us to dinner. We aren't entirely sure how we're gonna manage to eat dinner, but we're very excited all the same. We're gonna have dinner tonight at Empress Choice, which my friend Andrew, it's one of his favorite places. He's been going there since he was a little kid. When I first moved to Chicago, I went there, I think the second week I was here, and I told Andrew about it. He was like, oh yeah, we've been going there since I was a kid. So that was kind of my confirmation that it was a good place. I have not been back since, and it's been a while for all of us actually, so this is gonna be really fun. Empress Choice right on Wentworth Street, right past the Chinese gate.
Did you have your big cake all day?
We got our pizza out of the way, 1 Chicago classic down, 2 to go. There is a holy trinity of Chicago classic foods: pizza, Italian beef, and hot dogs. And we're gonna get our Italian beef right here at Johnny's in Elmwood Park. So the origin of Italian beef sandwiches here in Chicago isn't exactly known, but the general idea, the general consensus is that there were a lot of Italian workers in the rail yards, and a lot of times they would bring home not the best cuts of beef. In order to get creative with it, these Italian beef sandwiches where the beef is shaved, doesn't matter what kind of cut it is, as long as it's shaved and it is just drenched in this beautiful gravy and these peppers on top. There's a few ways you can order an Italian beef. You can order it dry or dipped. And dipped literally means, as it sounds, you take the entire sandwich and just dip it in the beef juice and get all that glorious flavor soaked up in the bread. And then you can get it with hot peppers or sweet peppers. Or no peppers if there's something wrong with you, because who doesn't like peppers on their Italian beef? I got hot peppers and of course dipped. Let's try this beautiful sandwich over here at Johnny's on the north side of Chicago. Oh my goodness. The other thing I love about Italian beef, soggy bread may not sound appetizing, but I'm telling you, the bottom of this, and it's got all of that beef juice in it, there's nothing like it. There was recently an Italian beef competition in the Chicago Tribune, and Johnny's beef was ranked #1 overall. Now the whole time we've been here, cars have been coming in and out, so I guess we weren't the only people that heard about this #1 ranking, but also I think it's just a neighborhood place where people have been coming to for years. Same owner since 1961. We've also been trying to open this up to show you all the glory, but this is not the way to eat it. You have to wrap it up really tight so that nothing falls out. And this whole time I've been eating it, all the peppers have been falling out. And there is a technique to eating the beef too. So when you go in and eat it in the store, they have a bar all the way along the window, but there's no seats. So you don't sit down and eat a beef because it's gonna get all over your lap. You have to lean over the bar like this, and this is the exact stance you need to eat an Italian beef. Pizza, check. Italian beef, check. The last one of the holy trinity of Chicago classics is a hot dog. And it's not just any hot dog, it's a Chicago style hot dog. This is a very, very specific creation with very, very specific ingredients. And just a couple miles away from Johnny's Beef, you can try a classic Chicago hot dog here at Jeans and Jude's. This place has been open since 1946, serving hot dogs to the people of River Grove in the northwest section of Chicago. This is right by O'Hare Airport. If you're catching a flight or if your flight's delayed, if you have a layover, this is not a bad way to spend a layover right here. We're about to show you firsthand why this place is so amazing. Oh my goodness. Now, while Jean and Jude's does include all of the staples of a Chicago-style hot dog, celery salt, mustard, pickles, onions, there is something very different about this compared to other Chicago dogs. They put the thick-cut fries just right on top of the dog. There's no need to waste any space. You got the fries, you got the hot dog, just put the fries right on top. And at Jean and Jude's, these fries are fresh cut. You can actually watch them cutting the potatoes, and they drop it right in the peanut oil. These are some of the best fries you're gonna get, along with the best hot dog. Now, this is a very hard thing to eat, obviously. Some people just go right for it. Some people like to eat a few fries off the top. But in general, if you're here for the experience, you should eat it with some fries on top. It definitely adds a lot to the overall bite of the hot dog. Every time I've been here, it's the exact same. So you can see the texture of the hot dog. This is absolutely classic Chicago style. You have the hard casing around it, and then it's chewy in the middle. So when you bite in, you get this snap. And the snap is absolutely what you want to have. That's kind of the testing barometer of whether it's a real Chicago hot dog. You bite in and you get that snap. And then right next to it, you have the sport pepper. So it's always included with sport peppers, mustard, onion, celery salt, and never ketchup. Never, never, never ketchup. That is a big rule here in Chicago. And that's hard for Sydney, because Sydney loves ketchup, but it's just, it's a rule. You're not allowed to have ketchup on a hot dog. In fact, if you go to a White Sox baseball game and you want ketchup on your hot dog, you have to ring a little bell of shame. They're not gonna have it out there for you. If you really, really want it, you have to ring the bell and everyone knows that you're the ketchup person.
Before Max and I even lived in Chicago, my best friend from college just lives around the corner from this place. So she took me here for the first time. I had no idea it was one of the best spots in the city. You can get hot dogs all over this country, but truly nothing compares to a Chicago dog. And right here at Gene and Jude's, they just do it the best.
Thank you so much for joining our adventures in Chicago the last few days. It's been so fun to be back here and to be able to see all of our old familiar surroundings, and it just felt very comforting. This is our second stop of our 180 days around the world, and we're gonna make a big jump for the next one. We'll keep it a secret for now, but definitely like and subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when all of our videos come out. We have a lot of adventures coming up and we're so excited to share them with you.